Welcome to the Metal Prognosis. My name is Lee, and on today's video, this is actually requested by someone in the comments, which I thought was really cool. I didn't know the answer to it, so we're going to find out in this video. I have the Precision Drive. See if I can put that there, by Demonfx. It's hard to get the glare in. Which is a really cool clone type of pedal. I've only ever used this as an enhancer, and someone asked, can you use it as a standalone to get your actual distortion and everything from this? I don't know. So we're going to find out right now. So what I thought would be a really cool idea is I just did a video on the NewX Solid Studio, bring that up for you, and loaded up some of my friends Nick Leonard's IR impulse responses in here. So I thought, let's do it. Let's hook it up with this with a nice clean signal and see what this Precision Drive can do on its own. So cue the cute little cartoon. Let's start plugging this all in and see what happens. All right, now I've got everything plugged in, ready to go. Grab my guitar here. So to start with, we have boring crap sound. So turn the cab and the amp simulator on. Still crap. Now let's see if we can make it. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4. I just got to get my notes on what IRs are loaded in there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is a 57 thick by my friend Nick Leonard. So let's get this happening. And let's see if we can dial something in where it's usable purely by itself. Just crank the drive. All right, let's see if we can, so that's the drive up full. Compared to, that's so boring and bland. So we're definitely gonna try not to do that too much. So it's in low tuning, this guitar, and drop G, so having the brightness is good, but let's try to fiddle with the attack and the drive to see if we can find a better balance between them. So 2, 3, 4, 5, I think there's 6 or 7 maybe different settings that this attack has. So let's just try them all. That's a little bit too thin for my liking for this, without as much aggression to it. Keep trying. How's the levels looking? Yeah, not too bad. Down one more. And down to the starting position that I had. So not sold on it yet. Sounding decent, so if we track the drive down. So it does give off a decent amount of saturation, which I'm surprised with, so that's interesting. Just try the brightness just so we know what's going on. Cranking it. For science, let's crank both of them. That's surprisingly good considering we're only using this, because here's the sound that we're running without it again. Pure, dry and raw and just crap. So to go from that to this, and that gate is really good too, because that's keeping it nice and clean as well. Let's dial back it just a tad bit on those. I didn't think it'd be this decent. I thought this might be one of those videos that kind of flop. Because the thing that I'm trying didn't quite work out. Because the nature of doing stuff live on camera, not so much live, but as a one take, because this is the first time me trying it, experience with you all, is sometimes it doesn't work out as planned. That is pretty decent. So now let's muck around a little bit. Like, we don't have much settings on the Solar Studio to muck around with, but let's just dial back the presence a little bit, because now I've got a lot of brightness coming through here. So that's sounding a bit better. So it's got less of a bounce to it in the higher accented notes by bringing the presence down a little bit, but not bad though, just something worth noting. So let's give it a little bit of drive, because this drive isn't that good enough for like to be a good distortion drive, but it does add a bit of volume too. So now if we turn it off, this is what we're dealing with. Actually, that does crap. That does not much at all. Because it's coming post afterwards, if it was going in beforehand, if we could have the amp running into this, then this running into the cab sim, might be different. Actually, not might be different, it'll be extremely different. But we're limited by what we have here. So cranking that drive post is not doing much at all. So. So let's try mucking around the attack again, because last time we did it was a little bit dry, but now we're pushing the brightness and the drive so much, things might change. So we'll go extreme the other end. Not quite my cup of tea, but it's a pretty rad sound though. All right, let's go in the middle-ish. So that has some pretty cool twang to it. I think it's the best way to describe it. But it's still a little bit too thin for my liking. Compared to that. So you lose that accent in that twang in the higher notes when, like for example, that riff there, when I... compared to if it was attack higher. Yeah, so big difference there. Happened again. I just went a little bit over to where my previous recording was and I had the jam because I'm having too much fun experimenting with all this stuff. But that's a very good cue to push this video along a little bit more. So let's leave the settings as they are because that is pretty cool. And I think I'm at the point now where I'm just going to be indecisive and keep going backwards and forwards and just enjoying jamming along with it pretty much. So let's set up and have a jam. So I'll add double up on the guitars, add some bass and drums, like what you heard Invader just there in a second ago. And yeah, we'll have a bit of a chat about it on the other side. So enjoy. Time for some final thoughts of running the Precision Drive by Demonfx as the sole foundation for the actual distortion, rather than just using it as an enhancement type of pedal. So firstly, with the Solid Studio that we used, Got to give credit not only to Newegg for doing this, because this is a very, very cool product, but for my friend Nick Leonard, because I have his personal impulse responses loaded up into this. So if you do enjoy that, I'll leave the description information in the description below, where you can get that for free, because he's giving his ones away for free, which is very, very kind of him and a great thing to do for the community. And I did a video on that, loading these up, and that was heaps of fun, because I loaded up 6 different ones on there. But back to the precision drive, the main focal point of this video. I was super surprised. When it first got suggested to me in the comments, I thought, I don't know, but I'm going to lean towards no. Probably might not give enough oomph and have enough saturation in its distortion or its drive aspect in this pedal to be able to do anything, but I was very wrong. It wasn't perfect. I think its strength is still putting it as a pre to an already existing distortion to help clean it up and tighten it up and do it. But for what it was just by itself, people could absolutely be happy and nice and content with just what it can do on its own. So pretty much to answer the question that was asked in a comment from another video, yes, it can. Yes, it can absolutely be used as an independent distortion pedal with its own little enhancing characteristics as well. So you don't need anything else to do it. Personally, I prefer it, but you actually don't need it. Its gate system that it has in here was spectacular as well, because I just had that cranked, didn't really need to touch it or push it at all, and it kept everything really clean and under control. So kudos to this pedal, because it does awesome. I've yet to actually use Horizon one, the original that this was based off, because I can't get my hands on one. They're either second-hand and they're far too expensive, or they're not in stock. So I'm very happy that I at least got this that I can use, because this is better than nothing at the end of the day. So thank you very much for joining me in this video. Definitely keen to hear your thoughts on how you felt about how I dialed it in and the results that I got, and any other thoughts you have in general, because this is all about having a conversation. So thank you very much for joining me in this video. Definitely check out Nick Leonard's video that he does on how he actually does a video on how he captures his IRs that were used in this video as well. And he's got another new pack coming up too, which he gave me a little copy of. So I'm going to do a quick sneak preview of that video in the next couple of weeks as well, because that's going to be heaps of fun. Until next time, I look forward to chatting with you then as well. And please, stay safe.